but maybe we need a little palate cleanser. So why don't we move on to the segment, shoot or boot? Ella, there's no one I could have done this first
I
episode
know.
with shoot and boot. We are gonna shoot and boot Shawn Michaels Gear. And as someone who held me in their arms as I was sobbing after meeting
We were
Shawn
both
Michaels.
sobbing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We were a hot
I was
mess.
literally crying. Shout out to Brittany Sacco, who had to just sit there and watch us bawl our eyes out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, I felt like everyone was looking at us that was like, are you guys okay?
No,
Are you good?
no, we're not.
No. Far from it. Far from it. So there couldn't have been nobody better than you to shoot and boot Shawn Michaels Gear. So this is how it's going to go down. If you like the gear, if you like the memory that you associate the gear with, you shoot it. If you completely hate it, if you have no care for it in the world, you boot it.
Okay.
Sounds simple, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get started. All right. Okay, so the first gear that we have is the classic red gear, the zebra print, 90s era edition Shawn Michaels. Give me your thoughts, Ella.
Fucking shoot, dude. I feel like, it's combining two. When I think of like Shawn Michaels, obviously you think of the broken heart, but I also think of zebra print,
Yeah.
So for me, it's combining those two elements to where, at least in my mind, he's kind of most symbolized with. It's putting those together. He was always never one to shy away from being bold and colorful. Sometimes his choices were questionable. This, however, was not one of those cases. This was a classic Shawn Michaels for a reason.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And this was every single action figure that they released.
Exactly.
Like video games, like this is the Shawn Michaels gear that you think of when you think of Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Whether you're a new fan, old fan, like it doesn't matter. This is the quintessential Shawn Michaels gear. So yeah, this is a shoot all across the board.
It's iconic, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's the kind of combining the two things that I think of when I think of him, at least like image-wise.
Okay, so moving on, we have number 2, WrestleMania 25. Ella.
Okay, so
this is where I think we might butt heads a little bit.
Really? So for me, this is more like the nostalgia period for me, because I didn't start watching wrestling until 2009. So this was right before I started watching, and then I unfortunately didn't get to discover Shawn until literally his last like 6 months in the company, But obviously I went back because, WrestleMania 26, they were like, it's the second go around with The Undertaker, so I had to go back and watch the first one. So for me, like, this one's a shoot because it's like nostalgic for me. That was one of the first like WrestleMania matches that I had gone back to watch. So for me, I mean, I like it. I feel like, I mean, he was kind of taunting the Undertaker. Like he's not the dead man, but he's like, what's the opposite of the dead man? Like Jesus, I guess, like rising or something.
I'm
the Messiah,
alive,
kind of.
I'm the breathing man, I guess.
Yeah. So for me, like it's a shoot because it's like a nostalgic for me personally. I feel like.
Okay, this match, amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is hands down the WrestleMania match between The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. It was a great story that they told. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
The entrance look. I'm going to start with the entrance look with the white, like the play on The Undertaker gear with the white hat, the white jacket, that platform that he was on with all of that fog machine happening. That personally is a shoot. I love when wrestlers play into other people's gimmicks, especially like their opponents' like gimmicks, like what we saw last year with Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble, and like what we've consistently seen with Seth Rollins when he faced Cody in that Hell in a Cell match and having the dusty polka dots, So I do love that.
She doesn't.
However,
yeah, the copper. I mean, I can see that.
No, it's not the copper. I like the copper.
It's okay.
It's the white in the middle because it looks like he's wearing diapers. It looks like he's wearing diapers.
I didn't even notice that till you said that.
And the brown, like the copper brown would be cool if like the diapers and the brown didn't already remind me of
it's
skid
still
marks.
like symbolizing the assless chaps still, like cut out of those.
Oh, it is. Don't get me wrong. But every time I see him wrestle, like every time I watch this match, I just think that he's wearing diapers.
Fair. That's fair.
So without the white jacket and the white hat, I'm going to give this a boot.
How could you, Alex?
I know. I'm sorry.
Now that you say that, I can't stop staring at it.
You're welcome. And you're welcome to everyone who's watching this. I hope
we all need
you think of diapers.
We all need adult diapers at some point in our life, right? Shawn was just early to the game, He was a smart man, Alex. He was wrestling the Undertaker. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah. How could you not shit your own pants when you're wrestling the Undertaker? That's how I feel about it. This is our first fight, but it's okay, Ella.
No, I see your point now because now I can't stop staring at it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Moving on, we have the tables, ladders, and chairs 2009. The gear that he wore, it's these camo chaps that he wore when he was with DX. He won the tag championships that night. Ella, your thoughts?
Again, this was part of the era that I saw, but God, these pants are just god-awful to me, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sir, I mean, I get it. I love the assless chaps. Maybe it's just like the brown seems to be clashing with me for the camo. DX camo, they had the tank at the one point. It's DX Army. I totally get that. The black is fine too. But for me, I think it's really like this reddish brown that's going on there that it's like really throwing me off. And now that you say that, to be fair, that like every cutout he has though, this time it's just black instead of white. It's gonna look like something going on there with the cut of whatever he's wearing, Alex.
True, but this is all right compared to the white. That's a whole choice. But
for me, I think I would put it as a boot. Like, I think if it was just black instead of where the reddish brown is, I think it maybe could have looked a little better to me. But the brown is just throwing everything off for me. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give this a boot, even though I think this is where they won the Unified Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, I think it is.
It just doesn't go with it to me.
I don't think this man has any luck when it comes to the color of brown. Like this brown is just not his color. Like, let's face it. I think if this gear had like another shade of green, maybe even matching the neon green that they were using for DX, maybe it would have looked a little bit better, because I do like the idea of camo. And I mean, like
DX Army, they had the camo DX going on for a while,
exactly, the DX Army. And even in the later years, during this era, he always kept the heart on his hip, and he still has the broken heart, so the crack within the heart is that green that you see in the camo. But it's just the brown is throwing it off. So, this is a boot.
Yeah.
This is a boot. Sorry, Shawn.
Sorry, Shawn. We love you.
So next, number 4, we have the iconic WrestleMania 12 gear. This is the gear of all gears when it comes to big championship matches, main eventing WrestleMania. Ella.
Oh, this is a fucking shoot, dude.
Yeah.
This one, like, it's clean, The white looks good with the gold hearts in there. It's, I would say, at least pants-wise, from what it looks like, is it weird to say simplest? At least pants-wise, one of his more toned down gears, neutral gears. So for me, I feel like obviously it goes very well with the championship too as well. Like, it just lays so beautifully, like the tones in there. And obviously his jacket goes with it really well. So for me, this is a shoot, dude.
Yeah, and you can't, that that entrance,
Yeah.
ziplining down. So how you felt about WrestleMania 2025,
26 technically, yeah.
Yeah, 26, but within that era, like this was my WrestleMania. This was my first WrestleMania. This was my first wrestling event. I say it in almost every interview that I'm a part of. But this always ties in with the entrance that he made, which was at that point in my eyes was one of the beginnings of big WrestleMania entrances. He didn't come out with his hat, so you know he meant business when he didn't wear a hat. And this vest, like the chain, the mirrors, the like this vest, the bedazzles in this vest is so elegant. And this is why I always say that wrestling or WWE should have their own museum somewhere, like I don't know, in Connecticut or something, to have some of this gear in display, because I really would love to see like the little details that go into these jackets. Like Access, for example, they had Charlotte Flair's, yeah, they had Charlotte Flair's robe, and like it's really cool to see like the details up in person, like up close in person. So I wish I could see the details in this jacket, although I still love it. And like you said, like the gold around his waist, it sits so beautiful with the gear, the gold and the silver. Sometimes, you know, it may not match together. It does. It works together. And this is maybe he has set the trend with this, with every wrestler like wearing white, especially going into big championship matches. Like we've seen it with Bayley going into TakeOver against Sasha Banks in Brooklyn. So I love it. It's a shoot across the board for me.
Would this have been 96 or 97?
I think this was 96.
Okay.
I
wasn't born yet either way.
96,
I wasn't
95.
born yet. You know what's torture is that my first WrestleMania I saw was Shawn Michaels' last.
What? Oh, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woke up to 18 and woe for HBK was the headline on WWE.com the next morning. I'll never forget that.
But that's what started it all. And then you went back to the backlogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the first like older match that you watched of his in the 90s?
Honestly, I think the first things I watched back, because DX is my favorite tag team, I watched a lot of the old DX stuff, like the strip poker tournament. So honestly, the first and a lot of the to be honest, a lot of it was the 2006 like DX stuff. Like I think I only have 3 wrestling DVDs, and one of them is simply dedicated to the 2006 era of DX. So I went back and watched a lot of that stuff, and then the 97, 98 DX too. So
then you were exposed to China. So
yes, I was.
Moving on to number 5, we have SummerSlam 1995. This was the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship against Razor Ramon. This is my favorite Shawn Michaels gear of all time, simply because for some reason this was the match that I always downloaded on LimeWire. And I just love how different this look is compared to his other ones, because this is like maybe the first time that he's like stepped away from the red and the black and the white hues, and this is such a unique teal color. I love the vest, I love the hat, the dangly matching earrings, and this is a mega shoot for me.
What?
Do you disagree?
I do. For me, it's a mega boot. I knew we were gonna fight on this.
Listen, we can have different opinions, but as long as we're very respectful,
yes,
it's fine.
You know how we were saying?
Why the hell do you hate this?
You know why? You know we were saying brown wasn't his color. Blue is not really his color either to me, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, I think it's good, you know, thinking outside the box, Mr. Michaels. You know, you want to switch it up every once in a while, keep the people on their toes. You're clearly a very experimental person. Nothing wrong with that. It's just certain colors, you know, you can explore. Certain colors that don't work for certain people. And I got a question. Did you like see him wear blue kind of ever again after this?
He wore blue. I want to say he wore blue a little after this because he had tights where it was just black and the hearts were this blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just this blue. I feel like a lighter blue would maybe look better in my opinion. It's just like maybe it's just this shade of blue that I like. For me, it's a mega boot. I'm sorry. Just, you know, I know certain colors don't work for me, you know. You can experiment. Me personally, I would have strayed away from this color blue ever again for him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shawn. I mean, sorry, Alex.
I don't think I would have liked it if it was a lighter blue, but I do get what you're saying. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes you experiment and sometimes it doesn't work out, you know? Like
maybe also because I'm just so used to him being like red or white or green, you know, or black, to where anything out of that is just weird seeing him in. It's like rare form. It's like foreign.
Yeah, it's very foreign concept for Shawn to wear this kind of hue of blue. But the other time that he wore it, I believe it was In Your House pay-per-view. And that was, like I was saying, it was just the black and the blue hearts. Yeah. Maybe that would work since there's more black and a little touch of blue. But, you know.
Yeah, and also like I get it, the top and the hat looked more like metally, leathery, but the colors don't even match to me, like his hat and jacket with his pants. Like they're different, and I get part of it is the sheen of like the sparkle, but for me the colors don't exactly match. The top looks more blue green and the bottom just looks like a cobalt kind of. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I get what you mean. Maybe it's also the picture.
Maybe I still don't think I'd be a fan of this gear regardless, to be honest. I'm sorry, Shawn.
Fine.
If it was in a different color, then yeah. But I mean, you try something. Some people like it. Some people don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
I just broke Alex's heart. She's never inviting me back, guys.
Just a little bit.
God.
Don't oh God this. You know this one was coming. This is the Survivor Series 2002 Elimination Chamber. You know, the infamous brown pants.
If you say shoot, I am leaving this show. Because we were just saying, this is also mixing the two colors where I said we're not his colors.
Okay, yeah. Because he's got brown, the little teal in the the crotch area, and there's silver, and the rest of it is brown.
Will say, like, I like it's a different kind of design for his crotch, you know, than just like the diaper thing. So it's a different kind of design for his crotch. So I mean, I do like, if it was in a different color, then I think I would like the crotch design there. But this brown, like, sir, like, I don't. It's a boot. I don't know what else to say.
It's a boot. It's a boot. Yeah. It's a boot. The moment of him holding up that heavyweight championship belt, and it's the first Elimination Chamber. Yeah. That moment,
his first year back in the ring in 4 years.
Yeah, because he had just returned like 4 months later, 4 months earlier. So I will say, for the sake of that moment, it is a shoot. However, I can't, because like, so from what I've read, and I read this in his biography, in his book, what is it, Heartbreak and Triumph? Mm-hmm. I read that so much. So in that book, his gear wasn't ready. Like, that's pretty much what it was.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Ready.
If the gear was ready, I'm curious how it would look.
It looks a bit pilgrimy to me. Like, I don't know how else to better explain it. Like, with the jacket too, maybe just like the lighting, the jacket's far away. But like, I don't know. And it was around Survivor Series is around Thanksgiving, so for me, it's just giving off that vibe. Like, I don't.
Yeah, it is giving off that vibe, and like also the chaps and the vest look brown.
Yeah.
I don't understand where he was heading with.
What was the original plan? I want to know.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to see the original sketch of what this gear was.
Yeah.
Because, like, it happens, gear gets lost in traveling. Gear sometimes doesn't make it to the final result. Like, it happens.
That's a question for us to tweet him, or if either one of us ever interview him. That's a question. What happened to your Survivor Series 2002 original gear? What did that look like, sir?
Exactly. What was it supposed to be? And also, like, whatever's going on in the crotch looks like he was trying to incorporate some brand new, like, Jesus Christ
I thought it was
symbol.
a tribute to Macho Man, to be honest. Or was it? No, not Macho Man. Ultimate Warrior. Sorry.
Ultimate Warrior. Yeah,
Ultimate Warrior. It kind of looks like a tribute to Ultimate Warrior to me. That's what I thought of.
It looks like the silver on top is a tribute to Ultimate Warrior, and then the blue looks like the Undertaker's old Ministry of Darkness logo. Yeah.
I like the design on the crotch. That's about it. I don't know what it is. It was something new for him. That's pretty much the only thing I like about it, to be honest.
I mean, I think that blue tied in with the brown.
Yeah, well, not everything together.
I really want to know if anyone is watching this, and you can get your hands on an interview with Shawn Michaels, and you can ask him what the hell that original design was supposed to be. Please tweet at us, because we need to. Yeah,
I need answers.
It's a boot.
Yeah,
it's a boot. Like, can I just say? Can we just stop the slander to Shawn Michaels fans? People are always bringing up this, like, gear, and they're like, yeah, well, he sucks because he wore brown pants. Like, it's one time out of the illustrious career that he's had with gear. Like, one or two, 6,000 times maybe, but still.
Yeah.
I don't like when people keep bringing up these brown pants after I say I like Shawn Michaels. Like, give it a rest. I'm aware this was a choice.
Shawn needs to give us answers.
He won the title. Yeah, we should have
titles. We should have asked him that when we saw him.
He should give us titles and answers.
Yeah.
But we should have asked that one.
At Shawn Michaels, we'd like an interview with you.
Yeah.
It's just one question, sir. Maybe two. I personally have another question that I've always wanted to ask him, so we'll have two questions.
Yeah. We'll get there, because these pants did not get there. I mean, Jesus Christ. I will say in his book, he wrote about how Stephanie and Triple H were backstage and ribbing him the whole night because of those pants.
I don't blame them. Like, first of all, like the what does the design on the crotch mean? And two, so actually we have three questions. What is the design on the crotch supposed to be? No, I guess four. Why brown? And what was the original design of your original pants? And then I had another question, but that's unrelated. So, like, sir, maybe we give us 5 questions with you, Shawn Michaels, then we're good.
Yeah, and
3 of them are about this gear.
This is also a very in-between time, because he cut his hair.
He did.
He has, like, he has a bob.
I mean, it's kind of going with the theme that I was saying, Alex. Like, and it was around Thanksgiving.
Pilgrim, yeah.
Yeah, they're just giving me that.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that was his goal with this gear, but the blue is the question that I don't know.
You know what? Maybe this was the goal for this gear, or maybe he was going to reuse this gear for a Thanksgiving seminar that he was having for his church that weekend. I have no idea. Well, for my eyes, we must move on. Okay. Number 7, we have the Royal Rumble 1997. It is the Texas themed gear where all of the hearts are the Texas flag. This is one of my favorites. And when I think about, like, 90s Shawn, this is one gear that definitely pops to mind. What do you think?
He was a heel still during this, because this is before DX and all of that. He's still a heel at this point, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
I
so
believe
for
he
me,
was. I think he was, yeah.
gives
No,
me
because
more
I was going to say,
answers.
I'm pretty sure this Rumble is when Austin won the Rumble and went on to, because that was WrestleMania
Mm-hmm.
13 that year, and it was him versus Brett.
Yeah.
And he was I think Shawn was a heel at this point, but he was
Okay.
also
So
dealing with a
for
lot of other
me,
things.
this gear is a shoot because especially for that point in time, like Shawn's like, all obnoxious and loud and the cocky heel most likely. So for me it feels like it's kind of a loud gear, to put
Mm-hmm.
Texas on your ass, It's a big statement to make. So for me I feel like it would bode well. Well, at least it would align with his heel characteristics. So for me, I think it's a shoot because of that element. And man, I mean, you've got to be bold to put Texas on your ass. So for me, it works with his character element.
I believe they were in San Antonio for this event too.
Oh,
So yeah, he came back home. I think this is a cute little shoot. Like, this is cute. It's a shoot. He's representing his hometown. He
true.
is, he's champion in his hometown. At this point, I don't know what the time period was with him winning the belt in '96 at WrestleMania and him returning home. I'm not sure if this was the first time that he returned to San Antonio since becoming champion. But yeah, this is a shoot. It's really cute. However, I will give a shout out to Alley Catch because she has one of the best Texas gears that I've seen. I believe she wore it one year for the Collective. I'm not sure
Mm.
which year, and I think she did wear it for WrestleMania Dallas. But her Texas gear is my favorite gear. But she is a close second when it comes to Shawn
One of the few
Michaels.
times I will shoot a blue Shawn Michaels in gear with blue inclusion.
Noted. Okay, moving on to number 8. We have a random Monday Night Raw.
What is this?
Exactly.
Wait,
Exactly.
sir, you trying to have like
I'm gonna break it down, especially for our audio listeners. So this is a Monday Night Raw. This is after the Survivor Series Elimination Chamber match. This is November 25th, 2002. And he
so
is
this is
defending
the
his.
week after that Survivor Series that we were talking about.
Yes, it is. And he was defending his title against Rob Van Dam. This is the gear that he came out with. It is just HBK on his booty and down his legs, and it's white. It's like in a white brick with black. It's a choice.
This was not a good week for Shawn Michaels.
That's okay. That's what I was thinking when I was doing
This
my
was
research
not
on this gear.
like, sir, did you have your Raw gear get dumped somewhere too? Like, I thought it was like on the side here it looked like a money, like a dollar bill, to be honest, but which I think would have made more sense. But it's literally just like a bar, like not even like a sensor bar. Like if it was
Yeah.
I think if it was reversed, like white and then the bars are black, I think it would have been funnier. The people could have said it was like a sensor bar or something.
Yeah.
Would have been funny. But the placement is just so like, I think if he just had it like on his butt, it would have been okay. But the things running down the sides, I'm just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, what is this?
It's a choice. The things running down the sides sort of looks like it's trying to be a Jordan, like a Nike Jordan's logo a little bit. This was a horrific time that
back-to-back appearances. You think that Survivor Series is probably the day before this, and then you go to Raw and then you pull up in this?
See, I wonder if the Survivor Series gear was not done in time, but his gear maker was trying to make this gear in time for Survivor Series, but he didn't want to wear the brown pants for this Monday Night Raw since he already wore it in Survivor Series. So maybe he decided to wear it during this.
I will say this one is still better than the brown gear, but it's just like, it's a little boring and more toned down for Shawn, but it's still also confusing, but it's still not as bad as the brown gear in my eyes. So this would have been the safer option for Survivor Series. Not that it's a great option, but something was going on with this. We have more questions for you, Mr. Michaels. We need to know what happened that weekend and then going into Raw in 2002, please.
I think maybe at this time he was just struggling to rebrand. Okay, let's move on. It is just the classic.
Yeah.
The Shawn Michaels, the white. He had the vest on with the heart, the arrow through the heart, his quintessential zebra print, and of course he was with sensational Sherri. This is a shoot. You know, this is every action figure. This is every single video game, action. I just said action figure, but I meant trading cards, all of that, X, Y, and Z. This is a mega shoot.
Yeah, it's classic for a reason. I feel like this was maybe not the first time, but I feel like really the start of the obviously classic zebra print, you know, integration that we've seen in his gear. It has hints of it. It's not full on, but honestly, like you can't go wrong, I feel like, with red, white, and black combo on Shawn Michaels. And like it just like I'm in love with this gear. You know, it has the right amount of balance between the design with the zebra print, but also the simplicity to where it's not the design isn't overbearing on it. You know, it's not just all zebra print. There's not all these different colors and mashing up with each other. It has the good balance in there. So this is a definitely freaking shoot. Like I am in love with this gear.
Yeah, this is a mega shoot. And he had that classic mullet. Like
yeah.
this is also during the era where he first went solo and turned on Marty Jannetty and put his head through the barbershop. So this was definitely a moment for him to shine as a solo wrestler. And I mean, he did a great job, and it definitely does help that he had Sherri by his side, because I also think that adds to the element as well with what she was wearing when she was walking him out to the ring, and she had the mirror with him. He would check himself out. She also had the heart drawn on her face. So like I don't think a lot of people really mention this, but like she played a really good element because she was much more established on TV, and this is the first time that he's gone solo. So I think she helped him a lot with this image as well and this gear. But this is a knock
Chef's
in the park.
kiss.
Yeah, for sure. Chef's kiss,
staple.
mega shoot. We both agree on the shoots. I'm very happy now.
Except for the blue one.
Except for the blue one, which is fine.
That's the only one we haven't agreed on, I don't think. So
and look at that. We're still friends. I'm so happy we got through that.
I'm scared for this last one though. I have no idea what it is.
This is 2018 Crown Jewel. This is his Nick Gage era. So Ella J, what do you think?
You know, I actually, if we're simply just talking the gear, you know, I actually like the gear, you know. For him to come out, this was what, 2018. So this man would have been 53 years old, right? At this point, you know, if we're simply talking the gear, you know, he's kind of a dead man walking at this point.
It's just black.
It is. You know, it has the black heart on there, the silver. You know, the pants, like the little triangle is kind of westerny. Like I don't know how to explain it. So it's simple. You know, he's not going balls to the wall. I think he was more focused on just getting himself through the match, more so than the gear choice, which, you know, ironically, he was the one to kind of go unscathed in that. Poor Triple H. Didn't he blow both his quads or something, or at least one of them?
His pec. I think his pec.
His pec. Yeah. So for me,
someone suffered a concussion.
You know, if we're just talking like year-wise, this is a shoot. You know, this is simple, especially you got to consider the era where way post-retirement, 8 years after he had wrestled last in a ring. For me, this is a shoot. You know, it's simple. It ties in the classic elements. It has the heart. It has a little bit of a Western leathery feel to it, you know? So for me, this is a shoot. I don't want to look at this image anymore, especially the right one. Please, I don't want to look at it anymore.